Hello.
Hello, and welcome to That's English. Today's program is about relationships.
Relaciones personales. Gran, Bernard's mother, is staying with Bernard and Valerie.
And Bernard is worried that Gran might be lonely. Le preocupa que pueda sentirse sola.
But as you'll see, Gran can look after herself. Sabe cuidar de sí misma.
While you're watching, try to answer this question. How long has Gran known Frank?
What are you doing this evening?
I'm going out with Anita. Don't you remember?
No one tells me anything.
I told you last week. We're just going out for a drink and a chat. You can come along with us if you want.
No, I'll be fine. I'll stay in. Someone has to keep Gran company. She wouldn't like to be left here on her own. She needs company. It's a terrible thing being lonely.
Oh, hello, Gran. How are you feeling?
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm late. I must go. You needn't wait up for me. Bye, darling. Bye, Gran. Have a nice evening, both of you.
Well, Gran, what shall we do this evening? We can have a chat about old times. Or we can have a game of cards. Or...
That's very thoughtful of you, Bernard. But I'm afraid I won't be at home this evening. I've got to get ready.
Ready? For what?
I'm going out with a friend. Goodness me, is that the time?
Is it a woman friend?
No.
It's a man, then.
Yes, Bernard, it's a man.
What I meant was, it's a man friend rather than a woman friend, if you see what I mean.
Yes.
Is it anyone that I know?
No, you haven't met him yet.
How long have you been seeing him?
Oh, for about a week. Since last Sunday, actually.
I see. And how old is this friend of yours? I mean, is he around your age?
He's younger than me. His name is Frank, and I don't want to be late for him.
No, of course not. Have a lovely evening, Gran.
She's quite excited, isn't she, Vanessa?
Yes, and why not? She has a date with a younger man.
She hasn't known Frank for very long, has she?
How long have you been seeing him?
Oh, for about a week. Since last Sunday, actually.
For about a week. Since last Sunday, actually.
Let's take a closer look at that question and answer. How long have you been seeing him?
Esta forma verbal, have been seeing, se llama pretérito perfecto continuo y se utiliza para expresar acciones que dieron comienzo en el pasado y que todavía continúan en el presente.
Gran started seeing Frank last Sunday, and she's still seeing him now. She has been seeing Frank for a week, since last Sunday.
Gran gave two answers to Bernard's question. For about a week and since last Sunday.
Se utiliza for para especificar el tiempo que dura una acción.
Y since para marcar el momento en el que comenzó esa acción.
Here's another example. It's 1995 now. I first came to London in 1990. I've been living in London since 1990. I've been living in London for 5 years. Bernard asked 3 questions about Frank. How long have you been seeing him? And
Is he around your age? ¿Es más o menos de tu edad?
the 3rd question was,
Is it anyone that I know?
Gran answered, No.
No, you haven't met him yet.
No. You haven't met him yet.
Look at these 2 sentences. Have you met John's wife yet? And
I've already finished my work.
yet y already significan ya en español. Pero en inglés utilizamos yet en frases negativas e interrogativas y already en frases afirmativas. Esa es la regla general.
Let's choose the correct words for these sentences.
Have you been to London yet? Have you been to London yet?
I've had dinner. I've already had dinner.
She hasn't found a new job yet. She hasn't found a new job yet.
O sea que en inglés utilizamos la palabra yet en preguntas y frases negativas y already solo en frases afirmativas. Parece un poco complicado, ¿verdad? Pero aprenderás pronto la diferencia con un poco de práctica.
Well, it's already time to go back to the story. Perhaps we'll find out more about Gran's new man friend. We haven't seen him yet.
Listen out for the answer to this question. What does Gran think of Frank?
We don't know anything about Frank.
Oh, Bernard. I'm sure Gran can look after herself. She's very grown up.
I know she's grown up. That's what I'm worried about. I mean, where are they going to tonight? What will they do? When will she come back?
I'm sure Gran will be very sensible. She's a very sensible person.
This is Frank. Valerie and Bernard, Frank.
Very pleased to meet you, Frank.
It's my pleasure.
Good evening.
Very good to meet you at last, Bernard. I've heard such a lot about you both. Well, it's been very nice meeting you. Goodbye. Goodbye, Valerie. Goodbye, Bernard. Goodbye.
Well, Gran, Frank seemed very nice.
Yes, very nice. I was very impressed.
Yes. Bernard's been quite worried about you, Gran. Haven't you, Bernard?
Oh, no, not really.
Bernard thought Frank was going to be a young man who was after your money. But he looked older than you.
He just seems older. He's actually a year younger than I am. And he can't be after my money. He's actually quite rich.
Really?
Well, that's nice. And is there a future in your relationship?
Well, he has just asked me to marry him, if that's what you mean.
Has he really?
Yes.
How exciting. How romantic.
Yes. But I don't think I will. In fact, I'm not sure if I'm going to see Frank anymore. He's rather nosy, always wanting to know what I'm doing. And he never stops talking about DIY. I wouldn't get much peace.
Oh, good. I mean, well, of course, you must make the decision yourself, Gran.
Yes, I must. Well, I'm going to think about it, Bernard. And Bernard,
Yes, Gran.
please don't call me Gran.
Good for her. She doesn't want them to call her Gran because she feels young.
And she behaves like a teenager, doesn't she? It was a very short relationship.
Yes, it was. Now, did you hear the answer to our question? What does she think of Frank?
He's rather nosy, always wanting to know what I'm doing.
He's rather nosy, un poco fiscón, always wanting to know what I'm doing.
And he never stops talking about DIY.
DIY, es decir, do it yourself. Literalmente, hágalo usted mismo. En español, bricolaje. He never stops talking about DIY. But we have to finish now.
In our next programme, you'll hear the same language again, but in lots of different situations.
Goodbye. See you soon.
Goodbye.